No, scratch that.
Did you yell for me?
No. I'm recording.
Sorry.
No, that doesn't make... Who says that? Who says that? Okay. Hi beauties, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title, today is going to be a little bit different. Basically, I wanted to sit down and explain everything. It's more to kind of get my thoughts out and get my own closure. More of it is for, you know, my baby. I want her to understand everything that went on in the future and just really be able to sit down and watch this video and watch, you know, her mom talk from the heart, explain the story, you know, while it's happening. Basically, I'm just going to explain my pregnancy story and the whole truth. I just wanted to do it for me and for my baby. So grab a snack, grab a drink, grab a shot. It's gonna be a hell of a ride. So let's get to it. Basically, it all started when I met this boy in September. I talked for a little while. I ended up going to Florida to see my family. He picked me up from the airport. We were hanging out, and a couple of days went by, and my best friend called me when she was getting out of work, and she was like, oh, I need to come by, like I need to tell you something. And I was like, oh, well, you know, he's on his way to come get me. And she was like, no, I don't think you want to do that. And I was like, okay. So I had my best friend come by. She had told me that while I was in Florida, he had slept with somebody else. So I had him come over. I confronted him about it. He swore up and down it wasn't true, this, that, and the other thing. So I either believed her or believed him, and I believed him. So don't ask me why, but I believed him and basically carried on talking to him. He met my friends, I met his friends, we met each other's families, we were together all the time. You know, those things kind of make anybody believe that you're together, but maybe I was missing something, I don't know. Anyway, he ended up asking to take time away, this, that, and the other thing, and I was like, yeah, whatever, okay. And funny enough, that same day, I had multiple girls come to me and tell me that they slept with him, they talked to him, he hits them up all the time, multiple things went on. And so, long story short, he was gone for a couple weeks, asked me to come over, apologized, cried to me, was really genuine, made me believe that he was sorry for what he did and that he wanted to work on us, and so that's what I did. That went on for a couple days. He left again. After he left again, I found out I was pregnant. So this brings us to New Year's, which was the day that I went over to his house to tell him I was pregnant. And he was, of course, shocked, but he took it okay. You know, explained to me that, you know, we're gonna get through it, we'll figure it out, whatever. Slept on it. The next couple weeks were really hard. Told myself I was not gonna cry. He basically convinced me that I was gonna be a horrible mother, that I was gonna give my baby a horrible life, that I wasn't good enough to take care of my baby. He almost convinced me to get an abortion, and that was not what I wanted to do, so I didn't. After that, it was, oh, are you really pregnant? I don't believe you. You need to go to the doctors, this and that. So that brings us up until February, when I told the whole world that my baby was on the way and sent him a pregnancy test. For some odd reason, he didn't believe me. And then he left again. So that was February, and he was gone 3.5 months. And it was really hard, but I did it. I convinced myself that I could do it alone. I planned everything. Everything was set. You know, I was almost 6 months pregnant at this point. I was okay. I was okay with doing it on my own. I was okay with him not being around. It took a lot. I cried a lot every night. When you're this young and it's something you've never experienced before, it is one of the hardest things I've ever been through in my entire life. I'm just being honest. I don't want to scare girls out there, but at the end of the day, I want to, you know, be honest and tell you exactly how it is. And yes, it's the most beautiful blessing of my entire life, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I can't wait for my baby girl to be here. But it's hard. It's really, really hard. I got lucky. I have family and friends that are there for me, but nothing compares to having him here. It's true. Yes, I'm completely lucky to have my family and friends. I'm completely lucky to have everything that I do have. But like I said, nothing compares to, you know, having that other person who is, you know, made that baby with you here with you. So yeah, the next couple months were hard, but I did it. It got easier, and then I got a text and he said, you know, can we talk? I sat down and I was like, okay, it can go two ways. One, I can ignore him, continue doing my thing, and take care of this baby by myself. Or I can give him a chance to make it right, and maybe he's changed. All I could think about was my little girl. She deserved for him to try. We had planned to talk, and he didn't show up. Told me he was coming, he never showed up. So that right off the bat should have told me, you know, nothing's changed. But I was an idiot and gave him another chance. And so he came, he picked me up, and we went for a drive, and basically he told me that he wanted to be here for the baby, that he would do everything in his power to make it right, that he wanted to be a family, that he has changed and he was so sorry for everything he did to me. We had a lot to talk about, you know. It was to the point where he had left and I had still heard about girls, you know, over that time of him not being around. So I had a lot to say to him. But it wasn't about the girls. It's not about me. It's not about him. It's about the baby. And he told me that he was ready to be a part. And when you tell somebody that has been waiting this long for that to happen, and you tell her that, you know, you're here and you're ready to do this, it's a really good feeling. It's a really good feeling to finally feel like you don't have to do it alone. So anyway, he told me all these things. Yeah, my glasses are crooked. Just ignore it. I told him he had 6 months to prove to me that he could be responsible, reliable, and take care of this baby. And if he proved otherwise, that's it. He can't be a part, because the last thing that I will let him do is disappoint my baby. He can disappoint me every day of my life, but the last thing I will let him do is disappoint my baby. So he agreed, shook hands. That's what we were gonna do. And then it came up that, you know, he wanted to make things work with me, that, you know, we do have a baby, and, you know, we did enjoy being around each other. We did have good times, and maybe it was just the wrong time for us, and maybe now, you know, with a baby coming, we can make it work. So a couple days went by. He took me to Boston at like 3 a.m. because I couldn't sleep, because being pregnant is uncomfortable and hard. He just did he cooked me dinner. He did things that made me believe that he wanted to be here, that he, you know, wanted to prove things to me. So then he told his mom, which, by the way, she had no idea I was pregnant up until I was literally 6 months pregnant. He told her that way I could come over the house and sit down with her. So that's what I did. I went over there, sat down with her, had, a heart-to-heart. She said she always supported me, that she would always be there for me, that she loved me and my baby, and that, we were going to make things work, that she supported every decision. Basically, I went over there at night for dinner. He told me to my face that he wanted to be with me, that this is what he wanted, he promised. He told me a lot of things. He made me believe a lot of things. And for a couple of days, he made me believe that he changed. He did. I even told my family, like, I don't even feel like I've met this boy. Like, he seems like a completely different person. Like, maybe it's finally gonna go right this time. There was talk about me moving in with the baby by him and his mom. And I'll never forget it. One night at 4 a.m, I was ready to go to sleep, and he just goes, "Hey, I have a question." I go, "Yeah?" And he goes, "Is it too early to ask you to be my girlfriend?" I was like, "What?" Like, we still have a lot of work to do. I think he just wanted me to know how serious he was, quote unquote, wanted me to believe him, that this is what he wanted. We agreed that that was a goal of ours, that we would work towards it, basically. It made me believe that we were basically going to be a family. Then it was time to tell his grandparents. I'd stayed the night. We had woke up, told me he wanted to stay in bed all day, with me and his daughter. But, things had to be done. So he went to his grandmother and grandfather's house with his mom. I hadn't heard from him all day. And then I heard from him at night, and he was just like, "Oh, I went and I took a nap when I got home." I said, "Okay. Am I still coming over?" Because at that point it was like a routine. Like, I would come over for dinner and I would stay the night, and then, in the daytime we would go do what we needed to do. He basically was like, "Yeah, come over, blah, blah, blah." Then a couple minutes goes by and he's like, "Well, I'm not sick of you. I just, want some time to myself." Like, okay, fine, whatever. Then he's like, "No, I'm being selfish. Like, just come over." And I'm like, really, like, which one is it? Like, figure it out. So we decided to give him a night to himself. Not sure what happened. I asked how the grandparents' house went. He said didn't go well, but wouldn't tell me what happened. So to this day, I have no idea. Basically told me he was gonna, try to sleep it off. He was having a hard time, and he would text me when he got up. I didn't hear from him until 4:30 in the afternoon, and he just said, "I just woke up." And I was like, okay. Mind you, this is Sunday. He was supposed to come over to make things right with my family, since he had been gone for so long, and prove himself to my family, and that he was, gonna stick around. And I haven't heard from him since. So he left again. And at that point, at that point, I was broken. I still feel very broken. It's like giving somebody $500 and then taking like $1,000 out of their bank. He dangled all these things in front of me, that he wanted to be a family, that he wanted to take care of his daughter, that he was going to be here no matter what, promised me, dangled a lot of things in front of me. A vulnerable, pregnant 20-year-old girl. It's hard. And so the whole reason I want to come out and talk about this is because, one, I want my little girl to know exactly what happened and be able to, make decisions on her own moving forward. But another reason is I want to reach out to all those young moms and those young girls who go through something like this and have to do it alone, because you're not really alone. I know it feels like that, and it's gonna feel like that for a while. Once this baby gets here, she's gonna make my entire world. She already is the reason I'm breathing. And at the end of the day, as much as I want to hate him, I can't, because he gave me one of the most beautiful blessings in life, and he gave me my reason for existing, and that's my baby. I was, and still am, very broken. I'm not gonna say it's easy. It's not. I sit here and cry all the time. Like, I can't even hold it together now. I sit here and I stare at the wall and I ask myself, you know, why? Why did he leave again? Why did he come back if he was just gonna leave? Why am I not good enough for him? Why is me and my baby not good enough for him? But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is that I'm good enough for this little girl, and she is by far well over good enough for me. At the end of the day, this just made me a stronger woman. It's gonna make me a better mom, and it made me a better person. I tried to reach out to his mom. She won't answer me. I just, at this point, want answers. Like, why? Why tell me move in? Why tell me you're gonna be there for me and my baby? Why tell me that I'm the one that you want, and that you want a family, and that you want to make this work, and then leave? Like, why? But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. What's done is done. And at this point, I just need to move on and do what's best for me and my baby. And that's just me. Just me. I'm well good enough for her and good enough to take care of her. And I will, all by myself. And I can't wait. I can't wait for her to be here. I can't. It's the only thing I have to look forward to. It takes everything out of me not to just sit in bed and cry every day. You just gotta let it go. It's the best thing you can do. You just gotta let it go. You gotta, you know, put your happy face on and keep moving forward, because it's not about you anymore. It's about your baby, my baby. That's really it. I mean, if you have any questions, or you just want to talk, or, you know, anything like that, just reach out to me. My social medias will be at the end of the video or in the description. I just wanted to come out on here and explain, you know, how hard things are, but that you can do it. I'm doing it. The first couple days were really hard. I felt really broken, but I'm slowly starting to feel myself again and starting to let it go. The best thing you can do is let it go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I just wanted to tell my truth and come on here and really just kind of vent to you guys so that you can try to understand what I'm going through. And, you know, for those girls out there that are in the same situations as me, or have a daughter that's going through the same thing, just know it gets better. It really does. And all that should matter to you is that baby, because they didn't ask to be brought into this world, but it's your job to make it the best life that you can and make the best out of it. All I can do at this point is just protect her and love her more than anybody in the world, because now I have to do the job for two, which is okay, because I just get to love her double and give her double the affection and, you know, be there for her. Thank you guys so much for watching. I just hope you can understand and that you got to see a little bit into my life. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And me and the baby girl say we love you and bye. Till next time. Bye, beauties. So while I was editing, I realized that I wanted to put a little bit of a disclaimer in. I didn't come on here to bash him or talk bad about him all I did was come on here to explain my pregnancy and what I went through. At the end of the day, he's the father of my child. I will always have a place in my heart for him. I want to thank him for giving me the most beautiful blessing in life and for giving me my reason for living, my reason, to wake up every day, and that's my baby. And at the end of the day, I can't hate him because he gave me at least that. I also wanted to include a little shout out to my baby girl. By the time you're watching this, you'll be older, so you'll be able to understand. And I just want you to know that mommy is always telling you the truth. If you have any questions, you come to me and you ask me. Just know that I love you more than anything in this world. And even though the journey was hard, you were well worth it. And I just want you to know always that you're more than enough for me. And I love you so much. And you're beautiful and you're smart and you're gonna make it so many places. And I can't wait to watch you grow. Mommy loves you.